Hey guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing 3 methods I use to memorize new vocabulary. Now I actually have the script all typed out on my laptop, but I thought I'd just try something new, and so I'm going to do something more impromptu. But I am going to be referring to my laptop just for the notes I've already taken. So bear with me, I will be looking side to side like this. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about the 3 methods to memorize new vocabulary. Now, even though I am fluent in English, I obviously don't know every word in the English language. And also my job as a nurse requires me to constantly memorize new medical vocabulary. So I hope this video will help you in memorizing all the vocab I've introduced in my other videos and that I will be introducing in my future videos as well. So for example, my next video will be 看牙医25个相关单词. So that's my next video. And please look forward to that video as well. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so method number 1 is memorizing context and sample sentences. So for example, say I want to memorize the word gentrification. So this word is actually rarely used in spoken English. I don't think I've ever heard anyone actually say that word. It's more literary, so it's mainly used in written English. Now, to memorize this word, I would memorize the context in which it's used. So let's go through the steps of how I would do this. So step number 1 is search up the definition of gentrification. So here it is. According to Oxford Languages, it defines the word as the process whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new businesses, typically displacing current inhabitants in the process. So now we have the definition, okay? Now step 2 is to search up a sample sentence that teaches me the context of how this word is used. So Oxford Languages, again, gives me this example. So an area undergoing rapid gentrification. So now that's how I would use this word in a sentence. So then from the definition and the example, I now know that we use the word gentrification to basically describe the process of an area that evolves as wealthier people move in. So step number 3 is to memorize the sample sentence and then modify it in my speech or in my writing. So now I can say gentrification of this area, gentrification of the city, gentrification of this neighborhood. And if I want to be more fancy, I can say a rapid gentrification of the north side. And if I want to be even more fancy, even fancier, take it to the next level, then I can say the buildings of this neighborhood were actually quite debilitated prior to the gentrification of this area and the influx of white-collar professionals. So that's really just very fancy. You know, I wouldn't actually say this out loud because when you say it out loud, it sounds quite pretentious. But the thing is, you can write it, and I think it sounds quite good in writing. So anyways, my point is, don't just memorize a definition or else you won't actually know how to use the word in a sentence. So you have to memorize the context in which this word is used in order to truly understand and learn the word. Okay? Oh, I'm sick. Okay, method number 2 is making associations. So as you guys know, I work in the operating room and I have to memorize the names of tons of surgical instruments. So how I do that is by making associations. So for example, I want to memorize the Harrington retractor. Alright, so here is the Harrington retractor. And how I remember this is by looking at this part, which looks like a heart. So I associate heart and Harrington because they both begin with an H, and that's how I remember the name. But obviously now I don't have to make that association anymore because I've naturally memorized it. But when you're still learning at the beginning, it's useful to make these associations so that you can go, oh, heart, Harrington, like that. Now, in the same way, if I want to memorize the word pugnacious, for example, which is an adjective that Oxford Languages defines as eager or quick to argue, quarrel, or fight, hearing this word makes me think of pugs. You know, those cute little dogs. So I imagine this really little energetic dog that's really quick to jump on you and get all over you. So because I've made this association, now when I see the word pugnacious, I know it's used to describe someone who's quick to jump on you and fight or argue, right? So pugnacious, and I think, oh, a little bit combative. And I think of little pugs doing that. So that's how I memorize this word. All right, now method number 3 is recognizing prefixes and suffixes. So this might apply more to medical terminology, but here are some examples. So the first example is laparotomy. Laparotomy. So lapar refers to the abdomen, and otomy refers to an incision. So laparotomy means an incision into the abdomen. All right, example number 2, mammogram. So mammogram. Mammo refers to the breast, and then gram refers to x-rays. So mammogram means an x-ray of the breast. Does that make sense? So when you're memorizing vocabulary, see if you can recognize prefixes and suffixes, which can help you to figure out the meaning of the word. 好了，那今天就到这里了，谢谢观看，我们下个视频再见吧。